All right, so we are formally starting our session now. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin. اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا وعملا متقبلا ورزقا طيبا ربي زدني علما ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. So dear sisters, we are here in our book club again. I'm so happy to have you all with me on this parenting journey where we are learning together and growing together. We are on chapter 2 of our book. The name is, sorry, I just forgot. The parenting in the Muslim home, something like this. So we are on chapter number 2, and the topic we are going to start now is very important. It's like, I would say it's really the base. So if you want, you can keep notes with you and paper and pen, or just highlight on your books while we are reading. We will be discussing how these styles are very important for us to know what we are following. And yes, we will have Islamic perspective on this as well. So it's not just coming from the Western aspect, but also from Islamic point of view. These are just the names given by Western psychology. So we sometimes think like Islam has no place in it. But when we see what is being encouraged in Islam is also the same in the Western psychology or contemporary psychology. Okay, shall we start from parenting style and who is reading today?
Shall I read it?
Yes, I was waiting for you, Faiza.
Thank you. Okay, so parenting styles. Renowned developmental psychologist and researcher Diana Baumrind, 1967, posited that all parenting practices fall into three main parenting styles: authoritarian, permissive, and authoritative. These three approaches are philosophically very different and elicit drastically different reactions from children. As you read through the following styles, remember that the parent child dynamic is nuanced. It is rarely as extreme as presented. Some parents may identify with a few negative parenting practices. These are opportunities for growth and change.
Yeah, so as we are going to read, like as I said, it's not like, for example, if I'm seeing today, oh, I am authoritarian style parent, and then I'm seeing these are the things going to happen in the children, then I feel like, getting very, very worried or anxious. Oh no, this will happen, that will happen. So the extreme cases are rare. We are mostly the people are like doing sort of combinations in the parenting. Sometimes they are here, sometimes they're there. As they say, these are opportunities for growth and change. Number one, accept. Number two, forgive yourself for the mistake. Number three, aim for the change, inshallah. Okay, so do you want to continue from the authoritarian style? Just a second, I'll look into the chat if there is a message here. Jazakallah khair, such a faiza. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, Javeria.
Walaikum Assalam. Sorry, I couldn't keep track of the time.
No, no, that's fine. I'm happy you're able to join.
Yeah, yeah. So,
We were just doing a little chat, and we are starting now on the first parenting style, which is authoritarian style. Sister Faiza, do you want to continue?
Yes, sure, sister. Okay, so first is authoritarian style. This style of parenting is one in which the parent makes all the decisions that direct the family. Authoritarian parents view children as inherently ignorant and incapable of thinking rationally. They expect children to follow without asking any questions. Authoritarian parents feel a great responsibility
Sorry.
mm,
To
to
I,
manage all
mhm.
sorry, to manage all aspects of their children's lives. They have specific ideas and high expectations of who they want their children to become, and they are on a path to create those children. Compliance and control of children is sought with threat of punishment for misbehavior and praise or rewards for doing what the parent wants. When children question parental ideas, parents feel indignant and may say, "How dare you disobey me? I have done so much for you." They do not feel they have any responsibility to nurture a child's emotional well being, but rather the child owes them blind respect and obedience. Some Muslim families adopt this style because they feel this is the only way to raise obedient children who would ultimately be good Muslims. This style is strengthened with the enormous belief that since Allah rewards and punishes believers, parents must adopt the same attitude with their children.
Yeah, I would just like to pause here. This is so reflective. Anyone want to say anything here? Everyone remember their childhood now?
Definitely. I think we do
Yeah,
process
there was
some of it.
always a good cop and bad cop situation between both mom and dad.
Yeah.
Sometimes one is the uh, they still believe that we are bad parenting our children
Mm-hmm.
because we are not that strict.
Yes, we're not that strict. And yeah, strictness is, but this complete idea of like this, I really like, the statement, how dare you disobey me? How dare you ask me question? And I tell you such a like, it's a very personal sort of thing, but I would sort of modify it. Like, just imagine like it's someone very close in my family. Okay. So the child asked the grandparent here something like Islamic question sort of thing here, right? So usually the grandparents are like, you have to do this in Islam, otherwise you will be in hellfire, and saying these things to the children even. Just imagine. So when a child is asking some question, okay, does it say in Hadith? Does this say in Quran? The grandmother goes, no, this doesn't say as such in the Hadith or Quran, but in Quran this says Samihna wa ta'ana. So you have to listen and you have to obey. That's it. You don't have to ask anything. So I was just thinking at that moment, the way we again use Quran and Hadith or Sunnah or Sirah, and we also give examples like Sahaba never questioned Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and they just did it, right? Yes, Sahaba was the best of generation, and there is no comparison of Sahaba with us. Like Prophet ﷺ has said it clearly, you are the best of the people. Allah chose the best of the people to be Sahaba. But again, when it comes like children, you are nurturing them. In so many ways, they are not allowed to question, especially about Islam. And then again, this way they are saying Allah rewards and punish believers. Then parents must adopt the same attitude with the children. This is so common, even in today's world, in Islamic schools, in madrasas, in like maktabs, everywhere. Like the teachers, the way they treat the students, and then the parents. Like no wonder we are having a generation which is much less in action and much more in talking. So this is really something to ponder upon. Any more reflections? Anyone wants to share anything, their experience or anything?
I think that's true. It's very common practice, especially when we were children. We were not allowed to ask any questions about our religion, especially about Allah. If you ask a question, that means you're the biggest, being disrespectful. And so I think, yes, that's something we
Mhm.
can relate to.
Yeah, exactly. So when we're talking like, for example, in
Um,
journal parenting terms, right? When you are not allowing your children to ask you question, for example, you are saying like, I have cooked this thing for the dinner and they do not want it. I'm not saying you should change the dinner menu for them, but just have like validate their feelings, have a discussion or something like this. But then you are dismissing and you have to eat it. And how can you, I'm cooking it all the day for you and you still not eating it, this such sort of things, which is one thing. But again, with the religion, this is not just you're damaging a child, you are damaging a children relationship with Allah. And then when they are growing up, we see like so many children who have been forced to pray when they do not know why they are doing so, and when they did not get the answers, and when they are adults and they are on their own, they're not as practicing when they were under our controls as such. So it's a damaging, not just for a child, their akhirah, their relationship with Allah. So it's a bigger picture in front of us as Muslim parents. Okay, there is an example. Anyone wants to continue, or Sister Faiza should go, or anyone else wants to do?
I think Sister Faiza should continue. We missed her a lot.
Jazakallah khair.
Faiza, if you get like just tired or something, then let us know. Otherwise, continue.
Jazakallah. I like reading because I think I can understand better if I read it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'll
that's good.
just.
Hmm.
So, for example, an 8-year-old child is watching TV and has chosen not to wash the dishes in the sink. The authoritarian parent walks into the room and yells, "How dare you watch TV right now? You should be washing the dishes." Child responds, "I just started watching this show." The parent responds, "I don't care what you are doing. Turn off the TV right now and go to kitchen. If you don't get up right now, you will be grounded from TV for a week."
Yeah, Allah, these things still
God,
happen. These
this
things
will
still
happen.
happen. Yes.
The
Okay.
children of these parents, shall I continue?
Yeah, yeah.
The children of these parents feel oppressed and lack any influence and control in their lives. The constant threat of punishment from the parent breeds resentment, rebellion, revenge, and or retreat within the child. It does not lead to a healthy, functioning adult who feels responsible and accountable for their life. Message a child receives from the authoritarian parent is, "I am loved if I do it your way, and that is the only way I'm loved." Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's so, so true, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we see these children all times. And when these children grow into adults, like what people they become and how they are carrying themselves and then their relationships, it's just like a vicious circle going on forever. And we must stop it, inshallah. Any reflection, sisters?
I think we
Mm,
can relate to it as a person. I can relate to it because this is how we were brought up, and
mm,
I have a struggle within me that I find it hard to, you know, especially in terms of decision making. If I have to
mm,
decide something, I really
mm.
struggle with it. I just would like someone else to take that responsibility because
Yes.
I was never given that chance.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
that's so true. That's so true with us. And like we were never given a chance. And then second, if we were given a chance, we made a mistake, then there was lots of criticism. So you just want to like avoid anything and you, okay, I'm not even going to take this responsibility. So that's it. And I was also noticing one thing, with the people around. For example, there's a video was mentioning difference between the spouses or other people around in the family when you are trying to do different parenting, right? They are, I would say, like I have observed such adults, and I would say they are triggered. They are triggered not because they want this style is fine, this style is good. All main reason is they have never been given this opportunity when they were child. No one has listened to them, so the baby inside them, the child inside them is still wounded, and this triggers them so much. How come I was never given this chance to be speaking from what I need, and I was never heard, and I will not let this child hurt as well. So it's their wounds coming out. So that's what it is said, like child's first enemy is the unhealed parent. So we must try to heal ourselves first. We must work on ourselves first. Like what is happening? This 5 or 6 year old child is saying, "I want to watch TV," and I'm getting so triggered. Like, how dare he not listen to me? And what is this? Like, just imagine I'm 40 years old and my brain is much more mature, but I'm competing with 7, 8 years old. Why? Because I still have this wounded child inside me, and I'm not healed.
Yeah,
Sister.
yeah, couldn't agree more. Uh, I think the biggest struggle with me is also keeping my ego, uh,
Hmm.
keeping my ego aside because it's
Hmm.
like I feel attacked by a 6-year-old. Like
Hmm.
I feel so much disrespect and
Hmm.
so much hurt, and
Hmm.
I know he didn't mean to.
Hmm.
He was just expressing his mind, or he just wanted to tell his choice, or
Hmm.
but always I am like triggered that
Hmm.
how can he?
How
I
can
mean,
he?
I
Yeah.
cannot comprehend the fact that a child can also have a option.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think it's
Hmm.
all about breaking the cycle and taking off the generational baggage that we are carrying.
Yeah, exactly. We will inshallah read further in the book. Like, of course, when a child is misbehaving with you, they shouldn't be. and how you can, tackle this situation and guide them towards a better response. But when you feel really triggered and like you say, how dare you, you shouldn't doing this. And we all do this at times because we all are from this generation. We are not completely healed. We are trying our best. And when you're trying 3 days, fourth day, you can just snap. This is also normal, like especially, because we are trying so hard. We were not raised by this way, and then we're trying for our children and we do not have a support around. And we say, like, I'm the one who is taking care of you, and I'm the one who is trying so hard, and you are still disrespecting me, right? So this is really, triggers us. Just accept ourselves. Like, of course, I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm trying
yeah,
my best.
yeah,
We
yeah.
have
Last
messages
night
of.
I had an
Mhm.
argument with my kid, and he was like, "You are not behaving like a good, good Muslim right now. And when I woke up, I will get the news that you are all guilty and everything, and it's a cycle, you know."
Oh.
And I was like happy that at least he can point out where I am not
Mm.
a good one.
And also because
And he
you know
knows that Mama will be guilty later enough, and Mama will make amends.
Yeah, and he's safe enough with you to express it, how can a child, even dare to say this to your parents, you are doing this and you are again saying me sorry and you are again doing. A scared child, a frightened child, anxious child will not say this to the parent. So the fact he's saying this to you, although he's upset or whatever, means he still feels safe enough with you. Like, I can't say this to my mom. So this is a win. He will learn, inshallah, as his brain grows and everything, he will understand. And inshallah, he will be very thankful for the mom he is having.
In Inshallah.
Inshallah. I'm just reading the messages. Sister Husna is saying, I can sometimes show that authoritarian side when I'm not emotionally regulated. I feel like I sometimes do this when I want to be in control. Instead, end up controlling the kids of shutting them down. This happens with all of us, really, really. The last statement, Subhanallah, I am loved if you I'm loved if you do your way, and that is the only way I'm loved. Yes, children learn this very quickly. Children are very smart, mashallah. They are so smart. What if your upbringing wasn't like this? Where is this authoritarianism coming from? Hmm. Ego, spot on. It's our ego. Yeah. So, for example, if you are saying like you were not brought up in this way, you were not always being told to do this and that, and you were sort of giving freedom, and still you feel like you want a control in your life, then where it is coming from. So one aspect is not just parenting, and one aspect is not just the way your parents have dealt with you. There could be other things that are happening around you. It's not like a parent is controlling you in a certain way, for example academics, right? But there were other things where you never felt a choice. There were siblings, right? They were siblings, and one sibling was very outspoken, and they always had their say or something, and you never had. So this clash with your sibling, it's not like your parents have stopped you from saying something. It's just because you just developed this attitude within yourself while you were a young child. You never had a control. Perhaps you were, the youngest child in the family. Usually, they always like you. They're following the instructions of everyone. They're not as such being treated like in authoritarian style, but they were not in control anyway. So when they become parents, they are in control now. And this is where it comes from. So there are many, many aspects of why you're behaving like this. But a child who has not been treated in this way with the parents, and this is coming from other aspects, such parent is much easily change themselves because it's not in their, because whatever is coming from our parents, it's like a blueprint in our brains. One day I was reading some research like this. A child can forgive other people, if someone has done a bad with them or something. They will see and they will forgive. Okay. When they see their parents, for example, a parent has slapped a child. Okay. A child will forgive them, give them another chance. A child gives so many chances to the parents before giving up. Before giving up means once child is shut down and thinks like this parent I am not safe with, then there is no coming back. A child treats their parents so different from others. So whatever others are saying, for example, they have such auntie or uncle in their house who say like, you are so you're so coward, okay, you're so coward, you are like this or that, and they're hearing this, but their parents, both parents, are reassuring them and have a strong belief in them, so the voices of the others will affect them but not as much. And if there are three or four people, uncle, auntie in home, and they are encouraged, but only one parent who would say, you are such a coward, and you are like, only now and then they are saying, this one parent, whatever they say, they are saying to the child, it's so much deeply imprinted in them. The way a child looks towards their parents, their words, their actions is so different. So it really matters if what is coming from parents and what is coming from others. So if a child is secure, with the family, with their parents, and they are going outside facing the bully and other things, of course it will affect them, but not as badly as a child who's not even safe in their own home. You get my point? So it really matters how we deal our children. Mm. Okay, shall we start? Anyone wants to say anything? Shall we start with second? Sister Faida, you want to continue? You're here?
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so second style is permissive style. Permissive
Mm.
parents follow a non-traditional style of parenting in which they are lenient and free-spirited. Permissive parents do not wish to impose rules on their children and they go to great lengths to avoid confrontations with their children. These parents find it difficult to establish any boundaries with children. Child's happiness is central to all decisions in the parenting process as they seek to satisfy their child's demands. Permissive parents do not want to be bad guy or feel like their children hate them. So these parents prefer that the children make all the decisions and establish their own rules. Permissive parents love their children and expect to be loved by their children because they are nice to them.
Yeah, carry on.
So example is an 8-year-old child is watching TV and has chosen not to wash the dishes in the sink. Permissive parent walks into the room and says, hence you are supposed to wash the dishes. What happened? Child whines, but I'm going to miss the show. I can't. The parent responds, okay, I guess it is fine today. But promise me that tomorrow you will do the dishes. I will do them today.
Hmm.
Oh.
Reflections here before we move forward.
The reaction permissive parents receive from their children may be misbehavior. Since parents have no rules, children feel lost and unsure of how to behave. They usually adopt the belief that love means treat me like I'm the center of the universe. Typically, misbehavior occurs because these children have not learned how to work within the limits at home and school. They may push any boundaries that are set since they have learned early on that adults will give in. Some of these children flourish when routines and structures are established in the classroom or with their caregivers. The message a child receives from a permissive parent is, I'm loved if I get my way. As long as I'm the boss, the people around me love me.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, reflections, please.
Well, this is so deep. I feel like, we do the mix up of both the styles now.
Yes, because
Sometimes we do
Yeah,
give up.
I agree.
yeah, when you learn about positive parenting or whatever respectful parenting first, everyone mostly they tend to behave like this, because when we are like, we shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be so much authority, and then we just give in. And this is how most parents do. And this is how I have also done when I was initially in my early stages of learning and everything. But why it is not really helpful? Why? When we are so much, taking child in equation and discussing everything with them and not feeling them controlled, then why it is not helpful? What do you think? Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yes, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, please.
Yeah. Um, I think the permissive style is something, you know, what we try to do with the children is not eventually being achieved because of the way the children actually perceive that this is a kind of what do you call acceptance. So therefore, when you actually achieve something, you should have some boundary and rules, etc. So I know what is my rule. If I cross, I won't be able to actually achieve it. So since you don't have that, then permissive style is actually kind of a way of ruining the children. And then if you don't actually do their way, and they're not going to be happy. So if you want to actually achieve something, you should teach the children, look, if you want to achieve something, you have to have patience, you have to have some sort of rules so that you understand your rule and do on it. If you work according to your way, because you most of the time you're going to actually think, okay, I want to do this one. If I don't do this, I'm with you. So when they go to school and they expect them to actually follow the school rules, and if they don't do that, the children always rebels. Maybe home they spoil when they go there. They won't be able to actually follow a set of rule. But rule is for making the life easier. So since it's not been actually practiced home, the children, I don't think that will be able to actually flourish in their life because they have actually got everything for granted.
Yeah, for granted. Yeah, this is a big thing. And for example, consider like human are the most whatever exactly functioning creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So we are created like in the best of the ways. When we are created in the best of the ways and we have been given this fitra to distinguish between the right and the wrong inside us, still we have been given Sharia. So why were we given Sharia, the set of the rules, the Quran, and this to follow? And not just the Quran, if you see like way back, of course, there were Musaf coming, there were like Adam and Islam was sent through guidance, and then Musa and all. There always have been guidance. There always have been set of rules to follow. Because if human being, so one sheikh has said this very beautifully, if human brain is left without Sharia, they can do craziest thing in the world. So, for example, Sharia give us the boundary of what can be done, what cannot be done, the set of rules. Otherwise, there is no limit of our the way human brain can work. In the same way, a child is not given this boundary, they can do whatever they want, and where they end up ruining themselves. So this set of rules, boundaries is not actually punishment. It's actually to make them feel safe. And if you try this, like those households who have set of rules or boundaries and values set early on, these children feel much more safe because the house is not chaotic. They do not know what are the expectations from them. If they, for example, a child cannot speak this way to their parents, this is very clear. Sometimes you are giving in, okay, it's okay because you were angry today, so you just spoke like this. The other day you are very irritated. How dare you speak to me like this? So child is getting confused messages. What is happening? Like at this day, my father was fine and when I did this, and today he's so angry. So a child needs safety, and for this they need clear instructions. Of course, not in authoritarian styles, and this is where the authoritative style is coming, which is aligned with Islam, and this is the um, most recommended way of parenting. Okay.
Okay, so third style is authoritative style. This is the positive discipline style. This style of parenting is democratic, where both parent and child have a voice. Authoritative parents seek to hear the views and opinions of their children when problem solving and making big decisions, while at the same time maintaining their parental authority. When a child fails to meet the parents' expectations, parents react in a nurturing way and seek to jointly solve the problem with the child. Authoritative parents believe that mistakes are wonderful opportunities to learn. They empower their children to develop self discipline and personal responsibility for their actions. They believe that respect is mutual between the parent and the child. Parents become positive role models for their children. Parents are consistent in their rules, and children know what is expected of them. Children feel they belong to a team and seek to cooperate and contribute. Authoritative parenting style requires much more work from parents than any of the other styles. It is an intentional approach to parenting with long term goals in mind.
Can we do example?
Example. Hmm. An 8-year-old child is watching TV and has chosen not to wash the dishes in the sink. Authoritative parents walks into the room and sits down next to the child. Looks the child in the eye and asks, "What was the agreement we made about the dishes?" Child responds, "Wash them before I sit down to watch TV." Parent responds, "What do I expect you to do right now?" Children of these parents feel they can make decisions, that their actions have an impact on themselves and others. They feel responsible and accountable to others, and they know they are safe and loved by their parents. Family atmosphere invites mutual respect and dignity, which allows children to learn from mistakes. The message a child receives from the authoritative parent is, "I am loved even when I make mistakes, and I am responsible for my actions. I have a voice, and we work together as a family to solve problems in ways that are respectful to everyone."
We'll stop here for a minute. Yeah. Okay. First reflection we will get. Sister Husna is saying, I like that. Yes, we all like that. So this is basically the middle ground, right? So where you are giving your child opportunities to lead as well, but again, you are telling them, I'm the authority, right? I'm the authority. So as we say in the Islam, parents are being sent by Allah to the children. The children can be born like this, but parents are the guide. This is kullukum ra'in, right? Each one of you is a shepherd. So you are responsible for your flock. So when, for example, sometimes I had this sort of disagreement between me and my children or something. So I said to them, listen, Allah has sent to me and I am the guide here. So I know better. Until and unless you are grown up and you are adults, then you are responsible for your own things. For now, I'm responsible, and I do tell them, Allah will ask me, had I teach you this thing or not? Did I do my work? And then, of course, they understand sometimes, like, this is the responsibility given to us. Children are amana, right? So we must take this responsibility, and this is the most difficult way of parenting as well. It's much more easier, even for me, and I had done this, like my children are sitting and not listening to me, okay, leave it, I will do it myself. But then we have this long-term goal in our mind. Remember, in the start of the book, you had this question: What is your parenting goal? If we had not done it yet, we should do it. What is your parenting goal? And we will come back to it again and again. There's a very beautiful post in the Insta I had seen. I will send this in the group. It's about I forget this word used in psychology for this, but it was actually the part of the brain which is which lights up when you achieve something, and there it was about short term versus long term. So you want to get the dishes done, and this is a short term thing. You can do it, and your brain will be satisfied. Okay, this job is done. But keeping the long term goal in mind, if I'm doing it now, then I'm not training my child enough. I will have this pain now for 1 year, for 2 year, for 3 year, but eventually they all will contribute and they all will know this is a team. Family is a team. Then your brain's part, those part which are associated with the long term happiness, they start to be strengthened. This like a muscle, they start to be strengthened, and then eventually you will realize like short term achieving the short term goal is not as necessary as the long term goals. So this is a shift happening in your brain, which is not easy. That's why we want to control the children. Either they do it quickly or I do it quickly, and that's done. And we do this between the spouses and friends and other relations as well. Anyone wants to say anything else? Mm. Sister Husna, I am loved when I make mistake and I responsible for my actions. Yes, this is very important. Children should feel love even when they're making mistakes. So these are two very important things. Either we just dismiss children and they're like, making a mistake mean kind of the world. So why to do it even? And second, responsibility of the actions. Either you are not just, they have done a mistake and you are so loving and cuddling to them that they are not even realizing or taking this responsibility. Yes, I have done a mistake. So, so I think for before you do this work on the children or with the children, there's a lot of work with your own self and then between the spouses. So then you can come to this mutual sort of team to raise your children. I also remind myself I need to have mercy on my children, so Allah will have mercy on me. Yes. Such as if my 6-year-old is tired and he's not put his clothes in the laundry basket after getting into his pajama, it's okay. Yeah, this is always like, it's okay because if I again come to adulthood, sometimes as you need to clean the house, right? You need to do the dishes, and sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you need to push yourself up, and sometimes you say, okay, it's okay. For example, last night I wasn't really well. I said, okay, I'm leaving the dishes in the sink. I will do it in the morning. So it's okay. But I am responsible, right? I'm taking this responsibility. Of course, when children, they are children. They are not they do not have this as such responsibility. And if they're not doing it one day because they are tired or something, that's acceptable. But then they must know they're responsible for it. And they should be doing it, not making this as a habit, like, every time I'm tired and I don't want to do this. Then they will never be able to be the part of the team, which is family, where you see most of the time, I take it like, the children and the husband take it like a hotel, or they are coming to rest or eat. The mother is doing everything for them, cooking the dishes and everything, cooking food, making dishes, putting on the table. They are coming, they are eating, and then they are going back. So it's not in a hotel, it's a home where you should be contributing. Anyone else want to say anything?
Well, I think, as much as I love this parenting style, it's hard to just stick to this one because
Mm.
I feel like
It's very hard.
I lack consistency. I can do it
Mm.
probably a few times, but some other times I feel like,
Mm.
okay,
Mm.
maybe I'm being too strict on them, so I should
Yeah.
just let them go. So I just
Mm.
give in too easily. I think
Mm.
that's the problem. It's just
Mm.
a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of
So,
work to do.
yeah, because it's a difficult thing to be honest. It's not easy. It's not easy to do this style of parenting. Like lots and lots, especially those with us who are like working women. I think it's even in the staying at home is not easy. But then going to the work and everything, and then coming and doing this thing, and then being having this lots of patience to sit with the child and talk and discuss, and your parents are like, just get it done. But because this is why we are here, right? So we have chosen this book, and we will be now, as we are going forward, we will see like how we are going to apply this knowledge practically in our daily life. Like there will be weekly tasks we are doing. So as Mr. Faida is saying about consistency, we will be making such routines or such things which will help us to be consistent as we are going through the book. And this is also like, when I say this, I want the group to be active, be with each other, like sharing the inspirations and everything, but also like your own struggles, maybe your own things. So we are sort of creating a cohort which is involved in the parenting, like a village around us. For example, I was struggling with something, and I will say this in the group. When someone who has read this and they understand the authoritarian style, they understand the permissive style and authoritative style, from this style, they will help me. How can I deal with this situation in a better way, in an Islamic way? Then I will say, okay, yeah, I just, because this is the thing happened in my home. I was so overwhelmed. I just, at this time, my brain wasn't thinking, but you were fine. You gave me a suggestion or advice, and I followed it. So this is the way to, practically implement what we are reading. If we are meeting every week and we are doing reading, that's very good. But again, the main reason I created the group is because we can practically implement all this knowledge. So you are welcome to send voice messages there if you don't have time to write. Write message as long as you want to. It's just like creating our own village, just helping ourselves with it. This is what I would suggest. Then this will help us, rather than just reading, actually apply it. So Shivasta, I think that's a
Yeah,
really good.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
And no, I just wanted to say that my own struggle is finding the balance. Where should I hold a boundary, and
Mm,
where should I,
mm,
let it go? So
mm,
maybe in the later sections of the book, we can
mm.
find the
Yes,
solution of
yes,
this.
we will. This is a wonderful book with actual tools, right? So we will learn lots of things. My suggestion here is, as we are reading, like, of course, lots of questions will be coming to the mind, like, how can I do this? How can I do that? Where is the boundary? Which is the right thing? Which is the wrong thing? First thing I would just say is, with the boundaries, define the value system of your family. First, define the value system of your family, and this should be better done with the husband, because once you both are on the same page and these are your family values, then the boundaries can be set around the values. So your family system is different from my family system, and your values can be different from my values. So my boundaries are different from yours. Okay, there are a few things which are like non-negotiable in each family, but there could be differences. So this is how you define your boundaries, first with the value system. But don't worry, we will go through this book. This is a wonderful book with practical tools, practical tips. The only thing is we have to be, um, we have to just put an effort to actually apply it, actually just take a time to do it, where you are struggling, write in the group, and then inshallah we'll do it. If we're just reading here in 1 week, coming again and reading, then of course it will not help unless until we apply this knowledge. So Jyotsna is saying that's a really good insight, because we as adults feel like that sometimes, well, most of the times for me, and they are only children. Yeah. Inshallah, looking forward to learning. Yeah, definitely, Sister Husna. We all are learning here. And this is the main reason of the group. Otherwise, like simply think each one of us can buy the book and read in their own home, right? So this is no point, like why we are doing book club, why we are doing reading here. We can read in our home. So it's because we need to learn from each other, and we need to have this support system around us. It's too difficult to do it alone. It's really difficult. Okay, so I think we will just quickly finish this part now. Faida can
Okay.
continue.
In addition to parenting styles, children's inborn temperaments impact the family dynamics. Children with different temperaments react differently, which in turn accentuates or curbs the impact of parenting styles. While we strongly believe that authoritative parenting is the best style for a well connected parent child relationship, we have seen examples of children who were able to weather the negative ramifications of permissive and authoritarian styles. In these situations, the temperaments of these children align with the parents' styles. For example, a structured child may thrive with an authoritarian parent, but struggle to find balance with a permissive parent. Conversely, a free spirited child would suffer greatly with an authoritarian parent because they would feel misunderstood and dismissed in the family.
Yeah.
In the sorry.
No,
Okay,
that's fine.
dismissed in the family. The same child may find nurture with a permissive parent. Family dynamics are rarely simple and straightforward. There are many factors that influence the family. However, with positive discipline, families are better equipped to deal with these varied factors, providing the best environment for nurturing and empowering their children.
Yeah, this is a very beautiful thing said in here. Like, we are reading here, and every one of us must be thinking, how should I do this authoritarian style now? I should do this, I should do that. Very beautiful statement. The parenting, the family is really simple. It's not as simple as it appears in the books. Um, so when you are saying like do this with your child and your child will respond like this, there are books like where you have been given prompts, okay, your child is not listening to you. Try speaking like this, and let's see what will happen. So things can happen this way and things cannot happen this way. Each child is different. So with the temperament, I think temperament theory, because they are discussing it here. Just let me see if page number 39 she mentioned understanding our children. I think it's temperament theory here. So temperament, there are four main temperaments um, in the psychology. You can see, or it's coming from Greek philosophy basically. These temperaments are like the way each person is born different. Just to give you, for example, I always I have learned these temperaments along with Islamic psychology. So it's more like when you, for example, uh, think of Sahabas and how each of them were different, right? So Umar radiallahu anhu is different from Abu Bakr. Usman is different from Ali. So they all are doing good. They all are taking their path. They all are Sahaba companions, Amirul Mu'mineen, but they all were different in temperaments. So Shaitan used to run away from where the Umar is coming, right? So what is this? This is the temperament of a child, the nature a child is born with. With this, each parent, I think they have to understand their child's temperament. It's very, very important. And then you can deal with your child according to this nature. Having said of the temperaments, then we know they are neurodivergent children as well. A neurotypical child will behave different from neurodivergent. And when you go to the neurodivergence, there is so many categories. It can be simple as like being very, very sensitive child or being very high IQ child who is so intelligent. Because when you are so intelligent, then you have also your brain works differently. Then there is a child who has low IQ. There could be a child who is ASD, and within the ASD there is a spectrum. You can't fit, what does one shoe size fit at all? You can't do this category, right? You as a parent must understand your child, their temperament, their nature, their needs, and yes, their family dynamics. For example, now I want to set this authoritarian style in my family. My oldest is 10 years old. If I'm going to do this with my family now, what has been happening in my family for last 11 years, where we were as a family, what we have been through, what were the traumas my children have seen or faced. And trauma does not mean a big trauma. So there are traumas like even small changes for a child. So where you were in your relationship with your husband, what were the work dynamics for you? So your family system is complex. First, sit down and settle these things for yourself, your family, and then slowly, slowly start building this team, family as a team. So this is the thing. Like I really like it. You can't read today and start thinking from tomorrow I'm going to do this. It's a slow process and it's a learning process, inshallah. Sister Husna is saying, really interesting to know that one child may not take a type of parenting style well and another child may. Yeah, exactly. So, like, parents are the best teachers of the children. If you, I don't know if anyone of you, I think there was someone, I know, Faiza or maybe Sister Fatima. There was, I think, someone from educational background or something. I forget now. So they're learning styles, if anyone is aware of these things. So different sort of learning style, visual, audio, spatial. So some children they learn so good just by watching, and they're just watching and they're learning, and it's getting into their memory. Some children cannot learn unless they write it. Whatever they are learning, they need to write it, and only then they will absorb it, the concept and everything. And other children, they don't even want to sit. They're just moving around and they're learning. Their brain is moving with their body. So mind brain synchronization is helping them learn. And this is the thing which schools don't understand. And they make everyone, sit and read and write in the same way. So that's why not everyone can thrive in the school. So understand your children. Try to understand yourself first, then your children. And then inshallah we will make it easy. So we have this chapter left a little bit, which we think inshallah we will finish next time. So any reflections now? I'll stop sharing the screen here. Anything before we leave? Any reflections? Any comments?
I think this was a very, very reflective section. Um, mm, we need to go through it again and see where we are
Yes,
in our
yes,
parenting.
exactly. As I said, make some notebook with notes with it. I used to highlight. I like highlighting the book. So learn or love yourself, then your child. Sorry, who's saying something in the chat? Let me see. So she's sorry. What was the last thing you said? Learn or love yourself, then your child. I don't remember what I said last. So basically, I was saying learn about yourself. Yes, yes. What type of a person you are, and then learn about your child. What type of person they are. So inshallah, this is coming in third chapter. This chapter is about understanding ourselves. As Faiza has said, go through it again. Okay, so this is your homework. You go through it again, and this time I'm going to give a homework so everyone is engaged in the group. And write anyone line, simple statement, what you have learned from these parenting styles. Any any learning outcome. Okay, so this is the homework for you guys. So we are also able to practically implement now because we are going forward, and we as we go to third chapter, we will understand our children. Then you will get more and more tasks. So get used to of a bit of homework. All right. So inshallah, you can do this. Maybe read it again and write down your reflection in the group. Anything else?
That's it. Jazakallah khan kasira, sister. May Allah reward you abundantly.
Welcome.
Yeah, Jazakumullah
Jazakallah.
khair. It's a really
Ameen, ya
really
Rabbal Alameen.
interactive, engaging, thought-provoking session today, alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair. Wa iyyakum. Really appreciate. And to be honest, like I'm not sure about you guys, but it's really helping me. I need it
Oh,
more than anyone else. Being with you people and learning together,
alhamdulillah.
it's really needed. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Like alhamdulillah, we're able to create this and have all of us together coming for one purpose. And as I was just thinking yesterday, also just keep reviving our intentions, because yes, we want good like good family dynamics, we want strong family, peaceful family, and we want to raise our children the best of the ways, but our long term goal should always be in sight. We should always think like they are amana from Allah, and we are raising them in a way so we are able to answer Allah on the day of judgment. We did what we know, Allah. I did my best. Now rest is up to you, and everything is up to Him, because in the end, nothing is in our control. No matter how many books we read, no matter how many tools we apply, everything is in the hands of Allah, and dua. So whenever you make duas, remember me and my family in your prayers, please. So this is the best thing I would need. Jazakallah. So glad to have you all, and inshallah, I'll see you all next Sunday. Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته جزاك الله خير
Jazakallah khair.